I honestly thought I'd already decluttered this stuff. And then I opened the box again and just stood there like, wait, why do I still have this? So today, my cousin came over to help me go through a few storage bins, not a whole house clean out, just the kind of stuff we thought we'd already dealt with. Turns out we both had a lot to say about old socks, unfinished knitting projects, picture frames, and that one dress I swore I'd fix. You know the kind. If you've ever kept something because maybe I'll use it, or I feel bad throwing it out, this one's for you. We're not just decluttering stuff, we're letting go of little pieces of guilt, pressure, and half-finished plans. And I think you'll feel a little lighter by the end of it. Before we start, tell me in the comments what's one thing in your home you've tried to declutter. More than once, I know I'm not the only one. The first bin we opened had exactly what I was afraid of: craft supplies. And not just a few rolls of yarn. I mean, it was like a whole forgotten project aisle from a craft store. There were knitting needles, a bag of colorful yarns, half-started things we couldn't even identify anymore. My cousin looked at me and just started laughing because turns out half of it was hers. Stuff she'd left at my place just for now, about 6 years ago. And honestly, I wasn't much better. I had some ribbon I bought on clearance thinking I'd use it for wrapping gifts or making something cute for the holidays. Still in the bag, never touched. So we sat there, both of us, surrounded by this pile of good intentions, and decided enough. We grabbed a tote bag, tossed in the yarn, the needles, the fabric scraps, even those 3 hot glue guns we somehow had between us. We're donating all of it. Because the truth is, neither of us are really in that season of life anymore. We're not crafting on weekends, we're not making gifts, we're just busy. And keeping this stuff didn't make us feel creative, it made us feel behind. Then we found the art. A few canvases from a paint and sip night we did years ago, remember those? We kept one each, just for the memory. The rest out. Because they were fun in the moment, but now they're just clutter on top of clutter. But there was one piece that made us both stop. It was a watercolor portrait her daughter painted of her years ago, totally by surprise. Not professional or anything, but it looked like her. And there was something so sweet about it. She didn't even remember she had it. So we found a simple white frame and hung it up that afternoon. And it's now one of her favorite things in the house. Then, of course, we hit the frame zone. So many frames, empty ones, broken ones. Some still wrapped in the original packaging from who knows when. We laid them all out and started choosing. Would I use this today became the question. Not, could I use this someday? Just, would I actually put this up now? And with that filter, the pile got a lot smaller really fast. We kept a handful that matched our current spaces. Simple, clean, nothing too heavy. The rest, we're giving them to a local school art program. They'll get way more joy out of them than we will from just storing them. And just like that one bin down, and already the room felt lighter. It's funny how things we meant to enjoy like crafts or hobbies can start to weigh on us when they're just sitting there undone. But letting them go doesn't mean we failed. It just means we're making room for who we actually are today. And speaking of things we don't always notice, in the next video, we're going to take a closer look at some of the everyday habits and hidden culprits that are quietly making our homes feel messier and harder to clean, even when we think we've done a good job tidying. You might be surprised by what's actually adding to the dust, the grime, and that feeling of never being fully done. So stay tuned. I think that one's going to change how you see your space in a big way. Right after we tackled the crafts, we moved on to something way more dangerous, the sock drawer. And I say dangerous because I don't even know how it got like this. I found unopened packs of socks, still in their packaging, multiple colors, some fluffy, some fancy looking, some that honestly looked more like decorations than things you'd actually wear. I remembered exactly what happened too. I was online shopping, needed to hit the free shipping minimum, and thought, oh yeah, socks. You always need socks, but guess what? I already had plenty, and these extra ones just sat there waiting to be worn for years. We started laughing because my cousin admitted she does the same thing. Socks are the classic add-on item. You feel productive buying them, but they multiply when you're not looking. So we pulled them all out. Anything still new, we donated. Anything uncomfortable or stretched out, gone. Because truly no one needs 27 pairs of socks they don't even like. Then, there was the dress. It was this vintage-style tea-length dress I bought for a themed party that never happened. And of course I kept it because maybe I'd have another chance to wear it. Or maybe I'd magically feel amazing in it one day. Spoiler, I never did. It's one of those dresses that looks great on a hanger, but makes me feel like I'm playing dress-up. And yet I kept it for years because it felt too special to let go of. But standing there with my cousin holding it up again, I finally said, "You know what? It's a beautiful dress, but it's just not mine anymore." We donated it that afternoon, and just when I thought we were done, we pulled out the costume bag. Inside 2 belly dancing coin skirts from when we took a random dance class together back in the day. Total impulse decision, but honestly, one of the best nights we've had. We kept laughing so hard we couldn't even finish the routine. We ended up keeping those. Not because we're planning to wear them again, well, maybe, but because they hold a memory that still makes us smile. And sometimes that's reason enough. But the key difference now, they're no longer buried under piles of stuff. They're in a small, labeled memory box, not floating around like clutter. Because memory items should feel special, not like a mess we forgot to deal with. After the socks and the dresses and the half-forgotten belly dancing costume, we finally got to the emotional stuff, the boxes of photos and keepsakes. And this part is where decluttering always feels less like cleaning and more like time travel. The first box was full of old photo albums, the kind with those sticky plastic pages that have turned yellow around the edges. I opened one, and there we were, me at 12, my cousin with braces, our parents looking impossibly young. It hit me in the chest in the best and worst way. Some albums were falling apart, pages loose, photos curling up. So we decided to transfer everything into labeled photo storage bins by year, by event, by whatever made sense. That way we could actually find memories when we wanted them, not just rediscover them by accident during spring cleaning. Then we found the loose photos, hundreds of them, stuffed into envelopes from old film developers. You know the kind, doubles, blurry ones, random shots of ceilings or half blinks. There were a few beautiful surprises in there, but most of it just noise. So we sat down, made a keep pile, and a why did I even save this pile? We tossed out the duplicates, the ones where you couldn't even tell who was in the picture, or the ones that just didn't mean anything anymore. It felt good, not sad, not guilty, just clear. And in the middle of it all, we found a tiny stack of letters, handwritten, folded carefully. Notes from our grandparents' birthday cards with messages that now mean more than they ever did back then. I hadn't seen my grandfather's handwriting in over a decade, and there it was, still familiar. We kept those, of course. There was also a pile of school stuff, old report cards, programs from school plays, a paper I wrote in 5th grade about wanting to be an astronaut. Some of it made us laugh. Some of it we saved, but only the things that felt like they told a story, not just evidence of every single year of school. And then tucked in the bottom of one bin, we found a tiny pair of shoes. They belonged to our aunt, baby shoes from the 1940s. White leather, soft as paper now, still tied together. None of us had ever seen them before. My cousin held them like they might fall apart, and we both just sat there for a second. We ended up placing them in a small memory box lined with tissue paper, along with a photo of our aunt as a baby. That way, if someone else finds it one day, they'll know what it was and who it belonged to. That became our rule for memory items. If it's special enough to keep, it's special enough to label, because honestly, unlabeled keepsakes become clutter. Labeled keepsakes become legacy. We also made a decision that felt big. We each picked one bin for personal history stuff. That's it. 1. If it doesn't fit, we rethink whether we're holding on to it because we want to or because we feel like we should. And something surprising happened while doing this. The memories felt clearer once the clutter around them was gone. I remembered moments more vividly. I felt more connected, not because I had every single photo, but because I could actually see and appreciate the ones I chose to keep. By the time we finished, we had one full photo bin, one memory box, and a small pile to pass along to other family members. The rest recycled, shredded, or gently let go of. And the best part, there was space on the shelf. Not just physically, but emotionally too. It felt like breathing room. Now let's talk about a drawer I've been avoiding for way too long, the beauty stash. You know the one. That drawer or box where we toss every lip balm-free sample half-used lotion, and that one serum we bought because someone on TikTok said it changed their life. I opened mine with my cousin, and the first thing she said was, "Why do you have 4 facial rollers?" Honestly, I don't even know. We started pulling things out and it got out of hand real fast. Lipsticks in colors I've never worn. Face masks I forgot I had. A self-tanner that expired in 2019. And somehow, I still had 2 unopened jars of a face cream that made me break out the first time I used it. The truth is, a lot of this stuff came from good intentions. A little self-care moment here, a skincare phase there. But somewhere along the way, it just became clutter. And even worse, it made me feel guilty. Guilty for not using it. Guilty for spending money on it. Guilty for letting it sit there while I kept using the same 3 products every day. And it's not just the products, it's the devices too. We found a curling wand I bought during a maybe I'll do my hair more phase, still in the box. A face steamer I used twice and then forgot about. And that LED mask that promised glowing skin but made me look like I was in a sci-fi movie. Each item carried this little weight of maybe someday, maybe when I have more time, maybe when I get better at routines, maybe when I finally become the version of me I thought I should be. But today I decided no more maybe someday. So we made a rule. If it's expired, it's gone. If I haven't used it in 6 months, it's gone. If I tried it and didn't love it, I'm not keeping it just to prove a point. We donated the unopened things. Gave some barely used gadgets to friends. Tossed anything that was old, dried up, or made me feel bad just looking at it. And now, everything I actually use: my daily sunscreen, a couple go-to lip colors. My favorite moisturizer fits in a small tray that takes up half a drawer. It's easier to find what I need. It's easier to use what I love. And best of all, I don't feel behind or wasteful every time I open that drawer. So if your beauty corner feels more like a pile of pressure than a moment of peace, it might be time to let a few things go. And just so you know, if you still have that dry shampoo from 2017 in the back of your cabinet, you're not alone. Promise. Next, we opened a bin that I honestly forgot existed, the one with old notebooks, personal development books, and random printed PDFs from online courses I barely remember signing up for. It started out hopeful. I saw a journal labeled Goals 2020, and I thought, okay, maybe there's something useful in here. But then I opened it and saw the first line, "Drink more water," and the rest of the pages were blank. My cousin laughed and said, "This feels oddly familiar." We kept pulling things out, books with titles like Reclaim Your Morning Discipline equals Freedom and How to Start Before You're Ready. Some were half read, some still had bookmarks from page 14, and some I honestly don't remember buying. And for a minute I felt kind of ashamed, like I'd failed at something. Like keeping the book meant I could still become that version of me, the one who wakes up at 5 a.m. and journals in 3 different colors. But here's the thing, keeping these things didn't make me that person. They just sat there quietly reminding me of what I hadn't done yet. We found stacks of printed worksheets too, from courses I signed up for during the online learning boom. Some were useful, but most just more to-dos that never got checked off. We made a decision. If I didn't finish the course, and I'm not even sure I want to anymore, the papers can go. If a book made me feel bad, judged, or like I'm not enough as I am, it goes. If it's been on my nightstand for a year and I still haven't picked it back up, I'm not going to. So I kept 3 books, just 3. Ones that still speak to where I am now, not where I thought I should be. I also kept 1 notebook I actually write in, the rest recycled. And let me tell you, that small decision felt huge. Because clutter isn't always about mess. Sometimes it's about pressure. That quiet, heavy feeling that you're always behind, always catching up, never quite done. Letting go of all those half-finished improvement projects made space not just on the shelf, but in my head. So if your bookshelf or desk drawer is full of maybe one-day notebooks, unread chapters, and printed promises, it's okay to let them go. You can still grow, still learn, still show up without carrying the weight of who you thought you had to be. We saved the kitchen stuff for last, mostly because it looks organized. But the truth is, those cabinets were doing a great job hiding the mess. We started with the shelf above the fridge. You know that space you need a step stool to reach? I found a juicer up there. Big, bulky, and honestly, I've used it twice. I remember buying it during a health kick phase thinking I'd be making fresh green juice every morning. That lasted maybe 4 days. Next to it, a waffle maker, still in the box. I bought it on sale, told myself it would be perfect for slow Sunday mornings. But the thing is, I don't even eat waffles. We pulled down more gadgets, an old sandwich press, a fondue pot I used one New Year's Eve in 2015, and a hot pot cooker that hasn't been plugged in since we moved in. All of them felt like good to have items at the time, but in reality, they were just taking up airspace. Then we opened the cup cabinet. I'm embarrassed to say, I had 18 mugs for a household of 2. And don't get me wrong, I love a cute mug, but we found chipped ones with company logos, souvenir mugs from places I don't even remember visiting. My cousin held up a tiny espresso cup and said, "When did you start drinking espresso?" We both cracked up. I don't. Never have. We donated over half. And don't even get me started on food containers. Lids with no bottoms. Bottoms with no lids. Stained, cracked, mismatched sets I kept just in case. But here's the thing, when everything's mismatched and falling out of the cabinet, you don't want to use any of it. So you just keep buying more. So we matched everything we could, kept the sets that stacked well, and recycled the rest. By the end, we were left with the items we actually used: 2 good knives, 3 pans, a small blender. I love 6 plates and a few mugs that spark actual joy. Now my kitchen feels easier to move in, easier to clean, easier to cook in because I'm not spending 10 minutes digging through chaos to find the one thing I use every day. So if your cabinets are full, but you still feel like you don't have the right tools, maybe it's not about needing more, it's about having less but better. And no, keeping the fondue pot, just in case, won't make me more fun. Let's be honest. So that's what we got through today, just a few categories, but wow, what a difference. It's always surprising how much space we can clear, not just in our homes, but in our minds, when we finally let go of the things that no longer fit who we are. And if you're still with me here at the end, thank you. Seriously, I hope this inspired you to open that one drawer, that one cabinet, or that one memory box, even just a little. Next time we're switching gears a bit. We're going to look at some of the everyday things that might be making your home feel messier or harder to clean, things most of us don't even realize are adding to the dirt and chaos. Plus, I'll share a tool I've been testing that's been a total game changer, especially if you live with pets. So if you're curious about why your space never quite feels clean, even after you've tidied, you won't want to miss it. If today's video helped you feel a little lighter, go ahead and hit that like button. It really supports the channel. Share this with a friend who's been talking about decluttering one day. And if you haven't already, subscribe so we can keep doing this together, one small step at a time. Thanks again for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.